Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Okay, hold on, let me go. Okay. Lion face, ha, lemon face, ooh, lion face, ha, lemon face, ooh. I'm just kidding, I don't do that.
I don't do that. I just did it.
I don't actually do that before all my videos. Did I hit this? Did I just hit stuff? I did. It's okay. It'll be fine. Hey everybody, Sandman here. I'm here with the spectacular Yabbo. Yabbo has a YouTube channel. Link in the description down below. He was like, hey, I'm going to be in San Antonio. Do you want to get together for a meetup? And I was like, yeah, but you have to come to my house because reasons. So he got a rental car and he drove an hour and a half to my house, showed up 6 hours early. We spent the whole day together. It was a lot of fun, but I really enjoyed picking locks with him. So because he was coming to town, I also did like an impromptu last minute locksport meetup. And so I invited a bunch of other people that came over. And so we've been having a lot of fun picking locks. I've been learning a lot from him. And then we've been trading secrets back and forth, talking a lot of crap. And I really enjoyed that you came out. I was kind of worried that you're going to be some neckbeard dude that might smell, but you're perfectly normal.
I shave my neck.
It's actually a full beard. So would you be willing to tell me when did you get into lock sport, which I found was interesting. When did you get into lock sport and why?
So I got into locksport actually back at the ShmooCon event way back in 2008. So 2008, and they had a lockpicking village there. I kind of went to the lockpicking village and started picking some locks. Thought it was fun. I joined Tool then thinking, hey, you know, they're going to help fight laws to make sure that lockpicking stays legal. And that's kind of what got me into it. Kind of fell off the face of the planet of just picking locks with friends. I'd have parties at my house. People would come over and we'd pick locks and do random stuff. But I didn't really know about the whole community until literally this year, like September this year.
So you got in 2008 and you were familiar with Tool. And then you started doing parties at your house where you're picking locks around that time. But then you kind of dipped out, focused on your life and work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then here in 2024, you just started again 2 months ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, about 2 months. Yeah.
Man, and because you're really good at picking. Like I watched you pick a red belt lock. Like you're good at picking. You laugh, but I watched you pick a red belt lock. My red belt lock. In person, yes. It was my red belt lock, and you didn't even progressively pin it. You picked it blind. So you're a high security lock picker and you've started picking 17 years ago, but you just got back in 2 months ago and you started with the LPU, Lockpickers United, and you went from like white belt to brown belt. You're brown belt right now. Yep. And you've picked one black belt level lock.
Yep.
I just watched you pick a red belt level lock blind, my lock, and which nobody else can pick except me. And so you are now, once you pick that lock on camera, because you're a black belt lock and this red belt lock, you'll be an official red belt. So all intents and purposes, you're a red belt level picker from my own eyes, but you are certified brown, and you did all that in 2 months?
Yeah, about 2 months, yeah.
Fuck. What are you doing? What do you eat? What's your diet look like?
Not very healthy, unfortunately. I travel too much to make a healthy diet. Lots of steak and, chicken.
That's funny. Man, that's hilarious. Dude, that's crazy. So, you started 2 months ago and you have your own locksport group.
Yep. So I started a locksport group in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Yep. That's where near Covert Instruments, correct?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
I think they're closer to DC area, but I know that Covert Instruments is near you, the manufacturer. But there's also how many other locksport groups are in that area?
Oh, we have a Nova Tool chapter, which is Northern Virginia, a DC Tool chapter, and a Maryland Tool chapter.
Man, do you go to all of them, or you just stick to your own?
I stick to my own.
Yeah.
I talk to the guys at the different ones.
Yeah.
Two of the guys, one of the guys that runs the DC chapter, and one of the guys that runs the Nova chapter, actually helped me start the Fredericksburg chapter.
That's awesome.
Kind of get it moving a little bit.
And are you currently affiliated with Tool, or are you trying to bring Tool in?
I'm trying to bring them in, yeah.
That's great. And Tool, for people that know, is the open organization of lockpickers.
Correct. The
open organization of lockpickers Tool. So it's 3 O's, not 2. And they're a wonderful group. I've kept an eye on them for several years. I'm a big fan of Deviant Olaf. He's really smart. I love everything that Tool US does for all of the lock sporters. And I love that they provide tools and training for conferences, and you go to a lot of conferences and stuff. Do you see yourself teaching at any conferences, any of this type of stuff?
So for instance, Tool puts out different things that they're going to be at, and you can volunteer to go to them. So I'll volunteer to go to a couple different ones. Because I travel for work typically, I like to just try to go around and create awareness wherever I'm at. And so like I went out to Hawaii a couple weeks ago and just kind of threw on YouTube, hey, I'm going to be at the Hilton Hawaiian Village if anybody wants to meet me. And I actually had one of the other lockpickers come out and we got to hang out and make some videos, and a lot of fun. So I just kind of want to keep that expressing, you know, the wealth in the community and showing locksport in a good light.
You did that here when you came to Texas. You had put on your YouTube channel that you were going to be in San Antonio, and I immediately like messaged like, hey, I was like, I want to come, but I can't drive that far right now. And then we kind of just worked things out. I'm really appreciative that you drove up to where I live, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. I want to go to more locksport groups, but it's just it's for me, I'm retired. It's not a time suck for me. It's how I enjoy my life. It's more than just a hobby. Like that's how I actually like find excuse to get out of the house. But the past couple months I haven't been able to do that. So I really appreciate you and everybody that came out to do that. So you have your own locksport group in Fredericksburg, Virginia. You are trying to create it into a tool chapter. So that means you're probably going to be sourcing your tools from Tool. As we're on the topic of tools, what is your favorite brand of lockpicks to use? And this is important because in 2 months, you've gone from white belt to red belt to almost black. You're almost a black belt. You've picked one black belt lock.
Working on it.
In 2 months.
And we just grabbed
I'm not a black belt.
700 for me.
I'm not a black belt. And I've been picking a long time. And so what tools are you using?
So mostly covered instruments. I've used some other brands. I have Multipick, so I actually have the Sandman Elite Multipick dimples, and those were amazing. That actually got me through the brown belt.
I hear that guy's awesome. I hear he's a nice guy.
That guy, I don't know.
A very good-looking, disease-free. No, just. Yeah, so you have the.
He definitely has a good choice of lockpicks. That's for sure.
Well, thank you. I went with what I had available to me to consult on at the time. But you have covert instruments. You have Multipick. What else?
Multipick. I just picked up the Jimy Longs, and I decided to leave all of my other tools at home and only bring my Jimy Longs with me.
How are you liking the Jimy Longs? I watched you slay a red belt with the Jimy Longs.
I am extremely impressed with them. I didn't think I was going to be impressed because I'm the old school 2008. Everything was metal, welded together, and I didn't think I was going to like plastic handles, but these things, I feel all the feeling through them. They're amazing, and I love the length of them. So
they're
I'm very impressed.
They're large. I like how large they are in the
Yes.
hand. They're very comfortable. I like that.
They don't feel awkward,
No. We both did note, like, we love Jimy Longs and we think they're nearly perfect. We both noted, like, they need to have the size etched on them.
Yes.
Like, and like when I'm looking at gym hooks, I'm like, is this a medium or is this a low? Like sometimes like you have to look, like I'm getting older, man. I'm 40, you're in your 30s, right?
No, my 40s.
I tried. So, but it's like, as we get older, like I'm like doing this for like 10 minutes trying to figure out what tools I have. So I really like the Jimy Longs. I think they're perfect in every way. I'd give them a 9 out of 10. If they had etching on them, they would be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? I like covert instruments like Multipick. I give them a 9 out of 10. If they had handles on them, they'd be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, if they did the same thing with the handles that Jimy Long did, like absolutely. Like I think that would be the biggest improvement they could do. Like there isn't much you can do to their picks.
No,
they're amazing, but
there's not, other than just come up with more profiles nobody's ever seen before, which is what both companies are doing. That's fantastic. So you like Jimy Longs. What was the very first brand of lockpicks that you used going back to 2008?
They were a brand that Tool had, and it was a little, I actually still have them. It's a little plastic clear case that they came in.
So was it Southern Specialties, maybe?
Could have been.
I don't even know if they were doing tools with Southern Specialties back then.
I don't know who it was.
Else.
It wasn't like some cheap brand. It was, and they were tack welded.
Oh, really?
Very similar to covert instruments.
They must have been Southern Specialties. Because I didn't even know about Tool US until like 2014.
Oh wow!
And like I just didn't know. I knew about Tool Europe, and but I didn't even know about Tool US until 2014. And that was because Christina Palmer, Deanie Olaf, Skylar Town, and Squelchstone, they all started getting the name for themselves. And so, I just didn't know. I was just in the dark from 2010. To 2013, I was key picking for them, and I just wasn't aware. So that's cool. What tools were you using before you started getting the covert instruments 2 months ago?
Those were the same tools.
You were using the same tools.
Yeah,
man. And then what inspired you to buy better tools?
I actually don't know why I went and bought. I saw some videos somewhere.
Was it Sandman?
Did
Sandman influence you?
You were an influence for sure. And even when I had my covered instruments, you know, they're great tools, but they don't make them in thin enough profiles for some of the super high security locks that I was messing with. And so I think I reached out to you on one of your YouTube videos about other thinner picks, and ended up picking up.
Did I reply back?
You did, yeah.
Was I a dick?
No. You were like, not to toot my own horn, but the Sandman advanced set multi-pick would be what you need. And I was like,
it is a dual gauge.
It
has 0.6 millimeter and 0.4 millimeter, made in the fires of Mount Doom. But you know, it's a decent set. It's a good set, and it's got a really nice plush leather case.
A lot of people love that.
So you have a YouTube channel, and you review some tools, and you pick locks, and you do unboxings and all kinds of stuff, mail calls.
Yep.
And I came across your YouTube channel because I think you tagged me in the Multipick set or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I was like, what is this notification? And I'm like, okay, someone reviewed my tools. Let's get our home. Let's let's calm down before somebody, upsets us. And you gave me a really great review. Thank you very much. We didn't even know each other. And I went to the comments, and they had one comment, and it was someone's like, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but he was like,
I left it up there on purpose.
He's like, as soon as you said plush leather case, I immediately knew that you had nothing else to say for 20 minutes. And he was like, you're not that guy.
Find something better to do. Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. And it was like the first and only comment. And then I think I commented like, hey man, thanks for the review, muscle, kind of thing. But I should have said something. I was like, you got eviscerated. And it was a good review. I never talk about the leather pick case because it has velvet on the inside or whatever,
It was honestly because, I came from plastic tubes to the covert instruments little, and I love the magnetic close. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
But I got this leather case and I'm like, I've never had a leather case. This is awesome.
Plush leather is a perfect explanation for what it is.
I think I said supple, and that's
supple leather.
Yeah,
supple leather. Yeah, that would throw
off.
me off too.
Yeah.
In fact, we're just going to end this interview right now. As soon as the word supple just rolled off your tongue, the way it
That's right. You're going to get flamed for me saying interviews here.
So that was rough, but I like your content. You have, how many subscribers do you have? 300 now.
A little over 300.
Yeah.
I was at 295 yesterday. I think I'm at 310 today. So it's crazy.
You have good content. You have great.
Thank
you're
you.
a good lock picker. You're a collector. You're getting more stuff in. You give out good advice. You involve other community members. You were talking about how community members were sending you stuff, and you bring light to their channels. And so you're an all-around lock sporter. I'm a one-trick pony. I buy things and regret it, and I do a review of it and I hope that YouTube pays me back for the expenditure of the product that I bought. And people are like, he's a shill. Kind of. I'm half and half. But I used to pick locks, and I stopped picking locks when I had my injury. But you're like a triple threat. You do reviews, you pick locks, and we'll come up with a third later. But you're a triple threat, as they say. And you work in cybersecurity, and we won't talk anymore about that. But you're an actually intelligent human being. You've gotten to know me for the last 5 hours, and we know how dumb I am. I'm just an idiot.
We got some crayons. Well, we don't have crayons around here. You must have eaten them all.
Yeah, I ate those before you. That's why you're like, man, you were really hungry. And it's like, well, I've been living on crayons the last 10 and a half years. So, but anyways, no, I really love your content. You're a really smart guy, and I really enjoyed spending time with you. I really appreciate you coming out. Is there anything that you would like to tell the locksport community other than, check out your YouTube channel in the link in the description down below?
Yeah, when I'm traveling around, I'm posting stuff. So be on the lookout for where I'm at next, and hopefully you guys can come out and meet me and pick some locks, and especially if you don't know how to pick, that's the whole point. Come out and learn. Yeah, what I liked about you is you're very quick. You have a good attention to detail, because there's little things that I'll do, I'll make mistakes on something, and I just grub screwed this lock and I gave it to you, and you're like, it doesn't feel the same. It feels tighter, and I was like, yeah, it is tighter. I was like, I think I tightened the seat the C-clip on the back too tight. And you're like, I think so too. And then you started messing around with it, and you fixed it.
but it was like you're quick as a whip. Most people don't have a mechanical inclination. That I have a lot of setbacks working against me, but I have a mechanical. I'm inclined towards mechanical things, and I can think mechanically. I can't use computers for the life of me. I can barely use my cell phone. Half the people are in locksport are either doctors or lawyers or freaking engineers or cybersecurity or something like that. I literally just wake up and scratch my butt and decide what I'm going to do for the day. I'm an idiot.
Well, you're doing good if that's the case.
But I really appreciate like you were able to explain how you pick a lock. I'm like you did something. I was like, you do that. You're like, I use really light tension, and it was so light that you dropped your tension wrench.
Yeah.
But it was successful. It was working for you. So like you have things, you know how to do things, but you also know how to explain them. And you also recognize what other people are doing around you, which all creates someone who's going to make a very good teacher. And so you either teach or you have the potential to be a good teacher. So I appreciate that about you. And I would highly recommend anybody that wants a good teacher to go over to Yabbo's YouTube channel and leave him a mean comment. Say, supple leather? Really? You're gonna like, as soon as I saw supple leather, I immediately knew that this wasn't the channel for me. That was a visceral comment.
I went through and unsubscribed everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. So I was excited about Locksport until I heard your review of the Sandman Advanced Lockpick set. Now I'm throwing everything in the trash.
Yep.
So no, but anyways, I really appreciate everything that you brought. You brought a lot of cool toys for us to play with. I've been picking your locks all night, trying to anyways. You've been picking my locks, and you picked that red belt lock. Take it home with you, get it on camera. And I was picking ASA 700, and I was getting closer and closer and closer. I was like, you know what this needs? It needs more lubricant. And I added some lubricant, and I was like, you know what? I can't get the pins to bind anymore now, so I'm just going to give that lock back to you. Have fun with that, by the way.
It'll be fine in the airplane. I'll try it a little bit.
So I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate you. I hope I get to see you again. And I'm envious. Like, you get to travel around for your job, and it's like, man, I want to freaking travel around and meet all these insane locksport people.
It's fun.
I can do it in Texas. There's 5 locksport groups in Texas, but I haven't left Texas to go to a locksport group in like a decade. So hopefully I can live vicariously through your life's endeavors, and I hope to hear about these exploits and see more YouTube videos from you in the future. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we end this?
No, I really appreciate you letting me come and sit in your area and enjoy your space and see everything you have.
Yeah, joke's on you. This camera hasn't been running this whole time. It actually turns itself off regularly. Like, seriously, I have to like get up and like, I think it may have, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's still going. I have no idea though. We're just talking to each other at this point.
That's normal anyway.
Yeah, we were doing it all day today. That's all I have for today, folks. I don't have anything to say to let me know in the comments, but check out Yabbo. I'm going to add him in the description. I'm also going to add him in the comments and pin it. Check out his YouTube channel, and that's it. Thank you all.
Put supple leather in the bottom of his comments.
Yeah, make sure if you've made it this far, comment supple leather in the comments so we know that you watched it. And then go to his YouTube channel and make sure, that should be your YouTube name, like supple leather. That's awesome.
I'll have to come up with a product and name it that.
Yeah,
the supple leather picks.
Yeah, or the supple leather pick case.
There you go.
A supple leather pick case. Like, that's it. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Mr. Sandman, bring us